Hello friends, welcome back to Wow IAS. Welcome to the discussion on daily MCQ. Today is 2nd of August 2021 and now we are going to discuss 5 current affair based MCQs. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं. But first let us discuss the question that was asked on Friday, and the question was, which one of the following has drafted the Hindu Widow Remarriage Act? A. Lord Canning, B. Lord Hardinge, C. Lord Dalhousie, and D. None of this. So here there is a small catch. Here the question is about the drafting of the Hindu Widow Remarriage Act. The drafting. This draft was formed by, draft initially was formed in 1956 by Lord Dalhousie. But if the question was who among the following has passed the Hindu Widow Remarriage Act, then it will be Lord Canning. So Lord Canning has passed this Hindu Widow Remarriage Act, but it was Lord Dalhousie who actually drafted the Hindu Widow Remarriage Act. So if you see, so it was Abdur Qureshi who gave the correct answer. Vinay Tiwari said A is the correct answer, but A, Lord Canning, is correct only if the question was who among the following has passed the Hindu Widow Remarriage Act. Okay, now let's begin the discussion. And guys, as you know, daily we upload 5 current affair based MCQs, and these MCQs will help in your prelims examination for sure, because these questions are prepared by experts, and also these questions tend to give you an advantage because all the questions which are asked are directly based on the prelims pattern. Okay, so these questions daily we upload in our Telegram channel, and you can just visit our Telegram channel to download these questions and their solutions in a PDF format. Okay, now let's begin. The first question: consider the following statements with respect to EOS-3. First one, it is a geo-imaging satellite for Earth observation from geosynchronous orbit, and it is developed by NASA. Okay, developed by NASA is given. And the second statement, it would enable near real-time monitoring of natural disasters like floods and cyclones. So which of the following are correct? Which of the following are correct? A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, and D, neither 1 nor 2. So if you see Earth observation satellite means which will observe the Earth, and this terminology is given by ISRO. If you know this fact, if you know that this terminology is given by ISRO for Indian satellites, then the first statement is automatically wrong, because in the first statement it is given it is developed by NASA, but no, the Earth observation satellites are developed by ISRO. So the first statement is wrong, but the second statement is right. So as the name suggests, Earth observation, it would enable real-time monitoring of natural disasters. So the second statement is right. So B, 2 only is the correct answer. B, 2 only is the correct answer. Okay. So if you see this Earth observation satellite and why it was in news recently, the Union Minister of State Independent Charge of Science and Technology said that the geo-imaging satellite, the EOS-3, Earth observation satellite 3, is scheduled to launch in 3rd quarter of 2021. So that's why this was in news. So basically this Earth observation satellite is a geo-imaging satellite for Earth observation from geostationary orbit. And this technology is developed by ISRO, and it consists of capabilities including imaging the whole country 4 to 5 times. In addition to natural disasters, the Earth observation satellite 3 would enable monitoring of water bodies, crops, vegetation conditions, forest cover changes, etc., because it will keep on observing the Earth continuously, and it will enable near real-time monitoring of natural disasters like floods and cyclones. Okay, so that's why this is a very important satellite for India. Now let's move on. The second question: India's first green hydrogen fueling station will be set up in A, Bhopal, B, Pune, C, Leh, and D, Hyderabad. So we have to choose the correct answer, and the correct answer is C, Leh. So the first green hydrogen fueling station will be set up in Leh, and recently the NTPC, the National Thermal Power Corporation, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of NTPC, it's a Renewable Energy Corporation of NTPC, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of NTPC, has invited application for the setup of India's first green hydrogen fueling station in Leh, Ladakh. So this NTPC REL, which is nothing but NTPC Renewable Energy Limited and NVVN, would jointly execute the green mobility project in the Union Territory of Ladakh, and a dedicated 1.25 megawatt solar power plant will be set up in Leh by NTPC REL to make hydrogen fueling station completely green. So this hydrogen fueling station will be completely green because it will be powered by solar plant. It will be backed up by a solar plant. Okay, so it will be a totally green station, right? Now let's move on to the next question. The third question: which one of the following tiger reserves are accredited under the Global Conservation Assured Tiger Standards, the CATS? Conservation Assured Tiger Standards, CATS means. Okay. First one, Valmiki Tiger Reserve. Second one, Bandipur Tiger Reserve. And third one, Annamalai Tiger Reserve. So we have to choose the correct answer. So for your information, if you see, the Valmiki Tiger Reserve is in Bihar. The Bandipur Tiger Reserve is in Karnataka, and the Annamalai Tiger Reserve is in Kerala. Okay, so if you see all the three tiger reserves, they are accredited under the Global Conservation Assured Tiger Standards. Okay, so D 1, 2 and 3 is the correct answer. So recently the Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has announced that 14 tiger reserves in India have received the accreditation of the Global Conservation Assured Tiger Standards. So that's why this was in news. So the 14 tiger reserves are the Manas, Kaziranga and Orang in Assam. So all these three are there in Assam. Satpura, Kanha and Panna. These three tiger reserves are in Madhya Pradesh. The Pench in Maharashtra. Valmiki Tiger Reserve in Bihar. Dudhwa Tiger Reserve in UP. Remember, Dudhwa is in UP. The Sundarbans is in West Bengal. The Parambakulam in Kerala. The Bandipur Tiger Reserve in Karnataka. And Madumalai and Annamalai Tiger Reserve in Tamil Nadu. Guys, just make a note of this. I think here I said Annamalai Tiger Reserve is in Kerala, but no, actually it is in Tamil Nadu. You can say it actually covers small part of Kerala as well, but major portion of Annamalai Tiger Reserve is in Tamil Nadu. So just, I'm sorry, just make a note of this. Okay, Annamalai Tiger Reserve is in Tamil Nadu. So if you see, it has been agreed upon as accreditation tool by the Global Coalition of Tiger Range Countries and has been developed by Tiger and Protected Areas experts. And if you see these standards, these conservation assured tiger standards, it was launched in 2013. It was officially launched in 2013 and it sets minimum standard for effective management of target species and encourages assessment of these standards. It is globally accepted conservation tool that sets best practices and standards to manage tigers and assessments to benchmark progress. Okay, so this is all with regard to the tiger conservation and the cats. Now let's move on to the next question. The fourth question. Consider the following statements with respect to Mahila Kisan Sakshitkaran Pariyojana. First one, it recognizes the identity of Mahila as Kisan and strives to build the capacity of women in the domain of agroecologically sustainable practices. This is the first statement. And the second statement, the MKSP, Mahila Kisan Sakshitkaran Pariyojana, is a subcomponent of Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission. Okay, so these are the two statements given. And here we have to choose the correct answer. A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. So here if you see the Mahila Kisan Sakshitkaran Pariyojana, so actually it was originally launched in 2011. It was originally launched in 2007 and it recognizes the identity of Mahila as Kisan and strives to build capacity of women in the agroecologically sustainable practices. So first statement is right and it is a subcomponent of Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana because it's a Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana in itself is an umbrella scheme. So both the statements are right. So C both 1 and 2 is the correct answer. So the government has said that the scheme implemented by the Department of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, at least 30% of the expenditure allocated for agricultural schemes is being incurred for the women to bring them into mainstream agriculture. Because normally we are seeing feminization of agriculture. So the development of women is a key factor for the development of agriculture. And this scheme, the Mahila Kisan Sakshitkaran Pariyojana, was started in 2011 and it is a subcomponent of the Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission. And it seeks to improve the status of women, to enhance their opportunities and also empower them. And it recognizes the identity of Mahila as Kisan and strives to build the capacity of women in the domain of the agroecologically sustainable practices because they are the one who are practicing the agriculture, and up to 60% generally in other states and 90% in the northeast states is funded by the central government only. Okay, now let's move on to the next question, the last question of the day. Operation Blue Freedom, sometimes seen in the news, is related to A. Train, advise and assist the Afghan National Defense and Security Forces. B. RBI's simultaneous selling of short-term securities and buying of long-term securities through open market operation. C. Rehabilitation of people with disabilities through adaptive adventure sports. And D. Crackdown on the smuggling of mongoose hair in the country. So Operation Blue Freedom. So the correct answer is C. Rehabilitation of people with disabilities through adaptive adventure sports. So recently Government of India has accorded sanction to the Team Claw to lead a team of people with disabilities to scale the Siachen Glacier and create a new world record for the largest team of people with disabilities. And this is the land world record expedition part of Operation Blue Freedom triple world records which has been undertaken. The Team Claw, if you see, Claw means Conquer Land, Air, Water, is a team of ex-Indian Special Forces commandos. Generally, all are either from Indian Army Para Commandos or the Naval Marine Commandos also known as Marcos. And these veterans have multiple specializations, not just in combat, but they have other various skills like skydiving, scuba diving, mountaineering, emergency medical response, etc., because they belong to special forces. And this initiative was taken by Major Vivek Jacob, who is a para officer himself. And the Operation Blue Freedom, if you see, this Operation Blue Freedom is a social impact venture aimed at rehabilitating people with disabilities through adaptive adventure sports. Okay, and this aims to shatter the common perception of pity, charity, and inability associated with the people who are having disabilities. And this further focuses to design and implement sustainable large-scale employment solution for the people with disabilities, especially in the environment conservation and sustainability space. And it was launched in 2019 by Team CLAW. Okay, so this is all the information about CLAW and Operation Blue Freedom. So remember these things from the examination point of view. And now let's look at the question of the day. Just sorry, here the date was not changed. It's 2/8. Okay, and the question of the day is, who among the following has started the Public Works Department in India in 1848? Public Works Department in 1848. A. Lord William Bentinck, B. Lord Dalhousie, C. Lord Wellesley, and D. Lord Cornwallis. So you have to give your answer in the comment box, and tomorrow we will discuss this question. Okay, and guys, these are our initiatives. We have launched Vision PT 365 summary, Vision Prelims Test Series summary, Vision Monthly Magazine summary, and Vision Mains Test Series summary. These summaries are best useful for your revision. 100 pg Vision IAS Economy PT 365 is transformed or is summarized into 50 pages. And this 50 pages doesn't miss anything. It covers all the information which is important from the examination point of view. So just go through these documents which are given in our Telegram channel, and if you feel these are going to help you, do subscribe to these courses, because we definitely feel that these courses are definitely going to enhance your marks and will definitely help in your preparation. Okay, so that's it guys for the day. I'll see you again tomorrow with 5 more MCQs. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.